New and updated climate targets set by India. What is Panchamrit and what are the new official targets? We'll get to know everything in this video. Stay tuned. Why in news? Last year at the climate change conference in Glasgow, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has now converted two of his promises into official targets. India's nationally determined commitments, or the NDC, have been updated with these promises. NDC, then and now. India's original NDC contained three main targets for 2030. First, 33 to 35% reduction in emissions intensity from 2005 levels. Second, at least 40% of electricity generation to come from non-fossil renewables resources. Third, an increase in forest cover to create an additional carbon sink of 2.5 to 3 billion tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. PM Modi made 5 promises, calling it Panchamrit, a nectar prepared by Indians using 5 ingredients. 2 of those promises were put in the updated NDC. Accordingly, India will now reduce its emission intensity by at least 45% instead of just 33 to 35% from 2005 levels by 2030. It will ensure that at least 50% and not 40% of its electricity generation comes from renewable sources by 2030. As of Panchamrit, Modi had also announced a net zero target for India for the year 2070. Net zero is a situation in which a country's greenhouse gas emissions are offset entirely, either by absorption of carbon dioxide through processes like photosynthesis or through physical removal of greenhouse gas using futuristic technologies. But net zero is a long-term target and does not qualify to be included in the NDC, which seeks 5 to 10-year climate targets from countries. Progress on targets. India is on the way to achieving its existing targets well ahead of 2030 timeline. India's emissions intensity was 24% lower than the 2005 levels in 2016 itself. It is very likely that 33 to 35% reduction target has already been achieved. The other target, having at least 40% of electricity coming from non-fossil fuels, has all officially been reached. According to the latest data from the Power Ministry, 41.5% of India's current installed electricity capacity of 403 gigawatt is powered by non-fossil fuels. Renewable sources accounts for more than 28% of this capacity and hydropower contributes more than 11%. Tricky Glasgow promises. The two promises that were not made official targets were both tricky. First, 500 gigawatt non-fossil fuel electricity capacity. 236 gigawatt or 58.5% of the current installed capacity of 403 gigawatt comes from fossil fuel sources, while non-fossil fuels make up only 167 gigawatts. Now, to meet the 500 gigawatt target, capacity additions from the non-fossil sources need to be tripled by 2030. Second, reducing at least a billion tons of carbon dioxide equivalent from cumulative projected emissions till 2030. India does not have an official projection of its emission in 2030, and the emission pathway from now to 2030 is unclear. According to some estimates, India's annual projections are expected to rise from about 3.3 billion tons in 2018 to about 4 billion tons by 2030. India could be emitting between 35 billion and 40 billion tons of carbon dioxide equivalent in all by the year 2030. A reduction of 1 billion tons would represent a 2.5 to 3%. So this was all about the new and updated NDC set by India. Now, do you think these targets can be achieved within the stipulated time? Do let us know your opinions in the comment section. If you found this video informative, consider leaving a like and subscribe to this channel for more such informative videos. Also, Do not forget to join us on other social media sites. See you in the next video.